everybody. Sorry I just destroyed your ears right there, but welcome back to another awesome stream on channel Legna. So, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, so I'm a little bit ahead of the curve here in the game. I still have not beaten this Bloodstarved Beast. I just took a different path route, so to grind, of course, because we're still grinding. Bumping and grinding. And yeah, I mean, just so I don't get bored, I decided to take another route. And I have a lot of blood echoes. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm using the standards, which is probably the lowest settings when broadcasting. So I'm hoping that's good. Hopefully the video comes out okay. I have my fan in the background so I don't sweat, because every time I stream I'm constantly sweating. Hopefully the fan doesn't cause too much problem, because I'm having difficulty breathing recently. A lot of difficulty breathing. But that's okay, because I don't have any topics today, and there's a reason for that. I actually have been watching this Seth Rogen podcast today, recently. And one thing that usually happens is once I'm hearing it, I tend to go off on a tangent and start talking to myself about my thoughts and opinions of what I think about it. So there's a good chance that might occur while I'm streaming, so why I'm bumping and grinding for blood echoes. You guys can listen to Joe Rogan in the background. I did like a quick little test to see if everything, like the audio is okay. I think for the most part it's alright. So we'll see right now. Let me just put the YouTube volume on max.
But if the woman like all of a sudden needs comfort.
Okay, so I will pause the video depending on what the topic is and how well I get into it. Alright, let's start grinding in Bloodborne, people. Also, I am kind of a disgusting human slob of a human being. Human. So expect a lot of coughs, ox, and rocks. Yeah, a lot of rocks in case I have like kidney failure or something. Yeah, see, just like that.
That doesn't work.
I think that's so men can do it. So that men can pretend to be what I mean, like, I don't know any women who will do it.
But you know what I mean? If you're just getting those commercials,
I know, yeah.
Hey, open the door. What are you doing? What are you doing? No!
Commercials which are not guys like you.
Got a nosebleed or something?
More susceptible to beta males who need something even more beta than that.
When I get nosebleed, I get super hard.
That's the naughty girl.
I stick my finger in my butt so I can finish.
What?
Your finger in my butt so I can finish.
This is a yes.
Shipping has no viewers.
Oh, yeah. The wife's in the next room.
It gets uploaded, so. It gets uploaded, so. Yep.
I know, well, I sound like sure. I'm like, hey, just call fucking 999. Guys, that's not sexy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you call me?
There's like other archetypes, right? Like the strip club voice, the top 40. The politician's voice, that's an archetype.
Yeah,
right?
the annoying.
Yes.
I find myself, and I stopped doing this because I realized.
He like seriously went my. What's the back of the knee called?
Like the stereotype that guys are dumb really annoys me.
He went me right there. With his wet hands.
I don't think guys are dumb. Guys
His
are
wetness.
You're designed to only me like in terms of why don't you remember my friend Audrey's name? You've met her 3 times. It's like guys are only really designed to remember things if there's like some kind of threat attached to it, and it's just your brains are because like we're designed to sort of in a teen way for me to be hyper vigilant and be like there's a fucking lion and you go look at this.
Breakdown everything to like some primitive tribe that is worried about an invasion.
Always.
Don't you think that people find things memorable because they're interesting and they're fascinating?
Yes, but
things that are totally unthreatening.
But is Audrey interesting or fascinating to you?
Oh, Audrey's so she's
Like some benign
was a nice one.
People are so varied, though. I'm really more hesitant to generalize the older I get.
Yeah.
I just,
But I mean, men are crazy, women are crazy, but men are crazy. That thing is just to me so, in general, it's generalization. It's really,
yeah.
at all, and annoying.
It makes people comfort. It gives them comfort.
It makes
to sort
you
of
feel safe.
classify
Yeah,
people.
totally.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to, like, look at it. Oh, what happened with Debbie? She's a crazy bitch. You know, it's like, it's easy to say she's a crazy bitch. You're not going to say, she's kind of fucked up.
Yes,
really
and I get
have
triggered
intimacy
by women
issues.
like her because
Yeah.
she's insecure,
Plus insecure, and she's a little stronger than you.
busted, and it's just, that's
Now they want to be smarter than me, and it's like,
Look at that.
yeah, this is much
Well, why did we get on that topic? Beta males, and the archetypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like don't.
Still have no idea what those atoms do.
My boyfriend's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
Right.
"I don't sound like that.
Right.
What am I doing?" You know.
Well, but it's funny.
You know what? Point taken. Never mind.
Yeah, like
I'm so back
sometimes,
to it.
like sometimes I'll put a girl in my act and I'll be like, oh my god, it's Tommy Yvonne. Oh my god, it's the only thing I'm here for. I know that girl exists
That
somewhere.
is what I know my drunk. So. I just feel like we're a primal species under attack.
I don't know how to walk. I don't. I'm walking wrong. Take things up with my joints.
You guys, what's happened to sneeze and my back's just gonna like break in half.
An extra phone in my phone.
Oh my god, get away from me. Justin, get away from my brother.
It's funny they're generalizing sexes, but he's totally kind of semi-attacking her. That's funny.
And then you can turn that into lights. So that little embryo is already fertilized, the egg is fertilized, and you can freeze that. But you can't freeze it. There's a cutoff. I think we could. I think fucking animals these assholes here shooting stem cells.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, that is,
Damn.
doesn't have a brain and
I'm gonna die.
have to be warm. Like, embryos not to be warm. Humans, I guess, have to body temperature.
I mean,
That's like some Austin Power shit.
well, even a cell, to me, I mean, it was an individual cell. Like, if the egg had been fertilized and it created one cell, the idea that you could freeze that fucking cell before it divides and becomes a full-on human being, the idea that you could freeze that one cell and then regenerate it, that's crazy.
Honestly, I don't know how people do. Like, it's so. I guess that's why I tried to read so much shit, because I'm like, I don't understand how I can't even understand what these people are doing, and I'm not even doing it.
Well, it's so standard today, too. I mean, which is so really fascinating. Because if you brought this concept to someone 200 years ago, or even 100 years ago, you'd think you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
But it's...
It still sounds fucking crazy.
Right, it does
I
sound
just had
crazy.
it done, and he's like, I'm sucking him out of your fucking ovary. I'm like, okay.
Do you remember Johnny K plus 8?
Of course.
Yeah. Remember that crazy lady they shot those chemicals inside of her body?
Yeah.
And she gave birth to 6 kids.
Oh god.
What the fuck?
No, it's like, but it's, you have to have
Octomom.
The only reason I remember that is because
Octopus.
on Twitter saying I look like her. When they're just being mean. Yeah, it's, I mean, I've never felt like more of a science project, you know? It's like the human body is kind of a miracle, but when he's this sort of intersection between technology and life, or like Mother Nature, is so weird. It's like he's in there and he's like with a wand.
What are you doing this?
Yeah, it's
It's like you went this with the soul.
We are now leaving Hogwarts.
It's not a very sexy or romantic process. It's very clinical. It's sort of rough. And he's in, and my ovaries are on a high-def television. it's just like that. And for those two things to be in this, like, intersect, it's just so weird. And you're just looking at all your followables. And I was convinced for the first, like, couple sessions that it was just like a feed, like everyone saw the same feed. So I was like, there's just no way you can see inside my body. Like, I can, like, this is just a videotape you put in, everybody comes in. There's just no way you can see inside. I mean, my on the inside, obviously. Like,
intellectually.
I can't fathom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just I'm 2 of 2, so obviously, and then
Well, everybody is, I think. It seems
pointing
like
out my follicles. He's like, this one's a different size. This one. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? It looks like a haunted house to me. I can't understand anything. It looks like Paranormal Activity. I mean, it looks like a fucking nightmare. And then I go, and then I just sure enough, I believe I'm like, I'm pregnant. You know, I'm getting shots every day, and I'm like, I'm crazy.
makes your stomach sit down more.
It's like swollen eggs. They're huge. Yeah. I'll send it to her. I look like 5 months pregnant. It's just like, you're going to spend money to look like that. And,
Damn, that's crazy.
Do that versus like one day have a kid.
I am going to one day have a kid. What he said to me was this. He was like, look, because I was like, I know my next year and a half, 2 years is going to be a little bit hectic, and I'm probably not going to get. He was like, this might not be for your first or second kid. It could be for your fourth. Like when you're 44 and you're like, you know, I'm going to have one more, or like I'm going to surrogate. You know?
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's literally just like an insurance policy.
Adopt.
Adopting is through it, trying for it, born, and the mother might change their mind. So the mother has, I think, 2 days to decide whether she wants to keep the baby or not after she gives birth, and that's of course when her brain is bathed in oxytocin after having it. And a lot of couples go down a 9-month journey and don't get a kid. If you do it from a different country, it's.
I have a couple gay friends that hired a surrogate. What is it, a surrogate? What is it?
Yeah, surrogate.
Even for gay people?
Yeah.
I guess they use their own cum. I think
It's
they
just
mix
a
it
cooler
together. They will shot it into a turkey baster.
It had to have been one or the other. I don't think.
They shook it up. I don't think they. I don't know. But anyway, they paid this woman for like
I just thought of the two guys from Modern Family when he said that.
No, that's
Oh, that show came back. I have so many shows to watch, you guys. So many shows.
You might be able to force her to give the money back, or some of the money back, or you can sue for the money back. But I don't think that you can take the baby away.
That's insane. In California, the mother has, I think, all the rights.
Yeah, like I think once the baby goes out of the body, it's part of the person. That's my fucking baby.
Yeah, how do you?
I'm gonna make this work.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a total chemical bonding thing.
Well, also there might have been like desperation in her life that made her take this position.
Of course.
I don't know. A lot of the problem causing her to be so desperate that she wanted to have a certain baby. It was dark. For them, it was like really
Heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, but it was also like, wow,
Well, it's also.
this is a fucking baby. I mean, she grew in her body, like biologically.
I also have, friends with surrogates, and it's very stressful because you want to micromanage what they're eating, if they're sleeping.
Yeah.
But something that was helpful that I learned was that if
I got that thing up there.
getting the nutrients it needs, it will take it from its mother's bones.
Whoa.
So if you're a surrogate eating McDonald's, your kid's gonna be fine. The carrier is the one that's gonna suffer.
Well, parasites.
Yeah.
Just suck
It's
the
just gonna
fucking
suck.
calcium out of your bones.
Babies totally they suck brain cells from the mother too.
Oh, yeah,
They're
for
fucking
sure.
vampires.
They get so dumb.
I think they lose like 10% of their.
No, they just hired all the time, I think, so
It's fucking exhausting. They're duplicating. I mean, it's like it's a metamorphosis. It's
Yeah.
like a fucking
It's a lot of work.
nightmare. Yeah,
It's just crazy that that's
taking all their energy.
Well, it's the ultimate
Let's go, homie G. We've done this before.
It's the thing that sells cars and
Oh!
long legs. Ultimate
Do you, it's a stupid name, but Cupid's poison arrow, it's about what orgasms do to your brain. And the whole sort of theory is to not have an orgasm unless you can actually procreate. I don't know.
That's the best way to get your mind. Shoot a load.
I know, but it's something
process is so much clearer. Like, there's so many times that I told my parents, like, you know, jerk off. Just go jerk off.
Yeah.
And then after you jerked off,
But then you're
all this emotional bullshit.
Hold on. Well, you all sent this to you. I remember reading it, and while I was reading it, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't want to live like that. It makes a lot of sense. Well, it's something about how if you want to stay in love with someone, because you have too many you produce dopamine, and
Fuck.
essentially we're designed to procreate, like you said. And then the male starts being less the brain is going to procreate with someone else, because our brain doesn't know that there's 6 billion people on the planet, and we don't need to fucking procreate with a lot of different moms. So it's something about if you want to be in a relationship for a long time.
So it's like a tantric type thing.
It kind of, you know what? I'll send it to you. It's like it's basically about. I stopped reading after like 4 pages, so I was like, I'm never gonna fucking. It's about keeping oxytocin, the bonding chemical, alive with couples.
Oh, that's crazy. They're trying to hack couples.
Yes, they are.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
That's
And after a couple
find
years,
someone that you actually like.
That's too easy. It's kind of in LA. Is that possible?
Of course, you can be done everywhere.
Who do you think I should date?
Who do I think you should date? I don't know. You need to find somebody. You need to find somebody.
I'm dating somebody, but
It's not working out.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
That dude's at home going, shit. Who do you think I should date? I want to know who you're dating.
No, I'm curious. Like I'm just curious. I'm curious. You always have interesting
Well,
opinions. I think the person I'm dating is a good idea, but
I do a lot. Remember? So I think that but ambitious and in some ways.
what if that is a nightmare?
Someone like an outlier in a lot of outlier. That outlier aspect.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Someone has to be an outlier in some way of their own in order for them to appreciate you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just going to think, like, I can't keep up with this crazy bitch. This is just too much. You know, she doesn't sleep. She gets up in the middle of the night and starts writing books and learning how to walk again. It's like, you know,
I'm like the guy.
benefits to your type of behavior. I don't think that's successful. It's not benefits to the way you think. But the side aspect of it, where I would say it's going to be problematic, is someone has to, like, for companionship, someone has to be able to keep up with you or understand you or accept you. And the way you think, the way you approach life, is extremely different. It's not the way most people do it, and not the way most people do it, for sure. And you to a certain type of patterns that you follow, and then you have this pattern.
Jeez.
I just want to throw complaints about Starbucks. You know? Sorry, I love that.
Almond milk or coconut milk? Camel milk? What are we doing? Goat's milk?
I think, you know, when I hate saying stupid shit that people repeat, but I think this repeated things. When you're ready to find I think a relationship really doesn't work unless you yourself are ready for a relationship too.
That's a really good point.
And you can be someone that someone can want.
How would tell something to the other person? Once I get to the place where I would want to date you and marry me,
First, calm them down. You never get someone worth dating.
yeah,
That's often
calm yourself down. Solve your own problems.
Yep, that's right. That's totally correct.
And song and dance.
You can't expect other people to love you until you love
A
yourself.
buddy of mine had this girl that he was dating for a
Ooh,
while,
burp.
and then his car broke down, and he needed her to help him. Like his tire blew out, and I forget the whole story, but she helped him in some sort of a way. Like she came and got him or something like that. And then she stayed over the house. And then the next day, she texted him like 5 fucking times in a row, and he didn't text her back. And then she left this crazy message about now she's going to need therapy and she has trust issues and so like what the fuck? He was working all day. It's like I was working all day. I had one day where I tried to put my phone aside and concentrate on work and he was blowing up my fucking phone and I didn't text you back or anything. Like there's certain people that you enter into any sort of an intimate relationship with them, and you're taking on the burden of all this psychological.
Which is, I think, exactly why all this self-aware shit, maybe it comes up super masturbatory and like narcissistic, but I was like, I'm done being crazy. Like, it's not.
But
it's
you're
cute.
still crazy by saying I'm done being crazy.
That's
a sign of being crazy.
But here's the thing, I don't. It's cute in your 20s. It's not cute in your 30s. To text a guy. I don't want to. I do not exactly. So I want to be able to go. Oh, this is my shit. This has nothing to do with him. Like I have the Band of Terror and like solve myself.
Terror.
Fuck it. Never gonna get up there.
Hit the brakes.
I feel like we're all in here, and it's just as soon as you start winding down, I throw out some shit like that. Internal disruption. Why? Yeah.
What's going on? I'm gonna crawl out
to get the connection, so when you don't get a text back or whatever, it starts triggering really old family stuff. Yeah, so that now is manifesting in 5 text messages, but you have to get control of your own shit. You gotta clean up your own yard. You gotta fix it. That's why I'm in 12-step programs. I do EMDR. I'm on all sorts
Will
of
you
stuff.
follow me anywhere? Oh, you
This
can't follow me this
happened
way.
to me when I was 3 for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna punish the guys I date for it. It's not your fault.
Yeah, but even talking about it.
Alrighty. Well, let's upgrade something. Oh, guess I can't. While she's there.
So in program, we don't go
I
to
just
the
kill
problem
her?
to the solution. So it's like the problem is you're not texting me back. I'm not going to go to you and say, hey, text me back. I'm going to go figure out the solution and then take the solution to the problem, to the relationship.
Yeah, well, I'm a big believer in the path of least resistance when it comes to relationships. When someone doesn't want to text you back, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them. It's pretty simple. Someone to like chase after people.
I don't chase.
It's an instinct. People have it. Like, why are you calling back?
But a lot of us.
Oh, nice.
Text me back, you fuck.
A lot of us.
I guess we're not texting back now.
Yeah, a lot of us seek people whose approval we don't have or whose attention we don't have because we didn't get it.
Well, I think text messages, even voice messages, in a way, they're weird in that like, you respond, and you hold, and you're like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Yeah.
You gotta fucking put a scroll attached to it.
I text you back when I see that you post on Instagram. There's this whole new fucking thing. It happened the other day, Joe. No, I'm joking. But I mean, there's this new thing of how I can see all the other things you're doing on your phone instantly. So I'm now
Interesting.
all of a sudden like, well, you fucking responded to these tweets, from fucking Rhonda. But you didn't text me back. It turns into that shit. Yeah, so I'm not gonna start a beer her. She's love her very much.
Which one are you talking about?
Rhonda. Rhonda Rousey.
I thought you just meant
Oh, no. I was just trying to think of someone who you might tweet with.
I get it.
Or tweet about or something. But yeah, so now, like, I think with all of these other things, it makes it harder to just solely focus on the purity of didn't text me back or not. It's like, you didn't text me back, but you did all these other things on his phone.
But it's just human beings enter into relationships, even friendships. Like, and when I say relationship, I don't mean sexual. Just like any time you're relating to other people. Like, you have all this like you're around certain people, it's a chemical reaction that you have to people's personality.
I tell you what I'm not like, don't ever make jokes, but she and I were commenting like,
So you feel like when you're around people that aren't common,
That's interesting.
Could be, or it's like the.
What's more interesting, I haven't even gone on a tangent. Almost draw my control here. About anything they've talked about.
Every day and every hour.
Sorry guys, need to get a swish of water. Uh-oh, see a big guy coming.
It's a little better.
Yes.
A little better at it. A little better at life.
Yes. And if I haven't, I'm like, but it depends on also what comes up. Sometimes it's like nailing it, and then a trigger comes along, and you're like, I didn't even know that was a trigger. That was weird. Or like a totally new stimulus dynamic comes along.
Let's see.
Like, I'm nailing it with guys. They don't text me back, I go, and then they're like, oh shit. Now Instagram was fucking invented, and now I have to see what they're doing, and I have to compare, so it's like, it's hard for our sort of emotional and mental progress to keep up with all these new sort of curveballs.
Unless you turn your phone back.
I have to put so I have to protect, and when I drive, I
In the back.
because I don't trust myself. Because I I'll look down, all of a sudden I'm on my phone. And I rear-ended somebody, and it wasn't like email. I literally just looked down at my phone. I was like pulling up to a stop sign, and I thought I was stopped. And they say that texting is now worse than drunk driving. More people die from texting and driving now than drunk driving.
What?
And I don't even think it's.
Is that real?
Yeah. I just think it's not going to happen to me. I don't know what magical fucking addict thinking I'm doing, but I literally will just look down at my phone and I rammed at this guy and I was like, I'm so sorry, totally my fault. And I was like, that's going to be my rock bottom. It wasn't bad at all. It was like a little ding. And I was like, okay, that needed to happen.
It's okay, huh?
I think that your ideas of what
Is she still there? Holy shoot. She's still there.
Nothing's happened yet.
Wowzers.
I'm in the car, I'm driving. Nothing happened.
Wowzers.
I live in the valley.
Yeah.
What, am I going to die in a car accident?
Alrighty, well, come this way, I guess.
Talk about that.
Los manos.
Everyone isn't running around, trying to make sure I stay alive.
And that brings it all back to like you going to Vietnam and experiencing another possibility that like you or I, we're both really lucky that we're born in America.
Yeah.
We're born white, wealthy people in America. Not born it, but
I was born it, yeah.
I wasn't there. But we're lucky. We're lucky as fuck. Like this situation wasn't possible.
Literally,
to live in Vietnam.
I feel like what I realized is like, because everyone's like, Dennis, I'm tired. Like everyone's like, there's just like, people love being sick too. They
Right.
love it. They fucking love it. I don't feel good. Brag about having sicknesses. If you really want to, I'm so sorry. Go take care of it. But I mean, there's
I have cancer.
really bad. But everyone's like, I'm tired. I think I have Lyme disease. I'm like, no, people really have Lyme disease. Or people are like, I'm allergic to gluten. I'm like, do you have celiac disease, or do you just need to be sick because it gets you attention? And then you go to a place where people are actually sick and actually have problems, and it just really changes your perspective.
Did you ever see that movie Kids White?
What about it? Probably, yeah.
Because I was thinking, this isn't a bit I do, obviously, but I just remember after being in Vietnam, walk around all the time and be like, that's awesome, this is so cool, this is awesome, look at this.
Well, I don't know the password yet, so...
Constantly be like, oh my God, there's water in this bottle.
Louis has this amazing bit where he's like, you can go back to any time in history and it would be amazing. He's like, that's the thing about being white. It's like being white.
Hey, move.
He goes, you can look
Move.
God
God darn you.
He's like,
Catharsis, man. Catharsis.
well, there's definitely some, it's a joke.
Take that, Lily. What about the Irish? Sound a little debunking your bit. But you also have that thing about everything. Flying and people like
I had this hunting trip in Prince of Wales Island, Alaska. Drenched. And I just thought in my head for some reason that the air is wet, everywhere. So everything's wet. Your sleeping bag's soaking wet. The only thing that saves you keeps your sleeping bag from retains by
like, who's that?
So 6 days in this social environment, every day just being just completely everything's wet. Everything you do is wet. Your face is wet.
Yeah, everything's wet. I was wet a few seconds ago.
Cold.
Yeah.
Interesting. Go on. Well, end of self-conversation.
So, and I called my friend Steve, same guy, Steve Renella, and I called him up and I go, dude, I am so fucking happy. I've never been this happy. But it's because I was miserable for those days.
It's so important to have adversity.
Yes.
I was in Vietnam, like I said, I went for a run. This motherfucker who, back to your point about flat feet, he's like the marathon guy who's supposed to run barefoot. So he's barefoot run guy. And this is the first non-barefoot run he's done because it was in Vietnam and there's just like you shouldn't
glass everywhere.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. And there's dead animals. There's dysentery, babies. And by the way, also just kids everywhere. I'm like, do you have a parent? Like, I mean, there's like 3-year-old toddlers just running businesses. I mean, like, excuse me. Like,
what?
Work here? Like, you literally will just, I'll send you some of the photos. You'll see a kid just in a store alone, and you're like, what is happening? It's so fucking dangerous. And everyone's in masks. They can't breathe the oxygen. I run, and I came back and I felt like I'd smoked 4 packs of cigarettes. Wow. And I came back to LA, and even just doing that was like a little mini miracle.
Did you ever see that? There's a
oh wow, I didn't know the air pollution was so bad in Vietnam.
During one of the worst days, one of the worst pollution days, and he's out there jogging around, and you look at the air behind him. It's like you're jogging.
The hell is that?
Like an exhaust pipe.
Oh, they just spawned it. This game, honestly, like, it's supposed to be one of the best on PS4, but the drop distance is so bad sometimes. That said, this game still looks pretty freaking awesome.
But yeah, I mean, and that's I think, and I also, like, once you see that kind of pollution, it's like, because there's so many charities and there's so many fucking problems.
What the hell? I honestly can't leave.
Not all of them are being, such a small, but I was like, oh, this is
so weird.
I was like, I needed, like, only buy, there's, like, carbon neutral companies and companies that, put less emissions out and stuff. And you're like, yeah, I should start voting with things I buy. And, it's the first time I got this app that tells you what companies don't emit as much pollution and, stuff like that. And I'm like, I never really thought about that before until I was breathing in, like, viscous, toxic air.
Well, it's interesting because just being a human being, just by nature, the nature of our existence, we consume constantly, and we're constantly using things that are detrimental to the environment. And people will concentrate on certain things, like, hey, I ride my bike everywhere, so my carbon footprint is less. It's just plastic, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, that shit goes into garbage.
Take me like one of your French whores.
Landfills, they want to get
no, what are you doing, you dumb moron?
all of it, 100%. Or you can get an electric car. And by the way, those electric cars, that's fucking big.
Because they're not recyclable, right?
No, well, no, batteries are getting to places that are like, there's a real issue with that's one of the big things about Afghanistan. And they believe it's one reason why we're there in the first place. There's also energy resources that the Soviets wanted out of Afghanistan, the natural gas pipeline. It's one of the main reasons why they believe that some of the neocons are very interested in protecting and invading Afghanistan. It's not just the poppy business, which is huge.
Right.
Look, it's a giant fucking business. And the idea that one doesn't have anything to do with that because it's not illegal, or because it's illegal, well, that's not true. Because if you look at what happened in Vietnam, a big part of the reason why people were in Vietnam, the supported being in Vietnam, the conflict on the heroin trade. That's a fact. There's a fucking Vietnam from heroin sales, and where it was made, and why, who got the money and where the corruption took place and where the money was being handed out. That's all open to speculation and research, and maybe someone will eventually have it all figured out one day. But the reality is, there was a massive amount of fucking heroin that was being moved through. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whoa, what happened?
I know, it's so into this heroin thing.
Nothing happened. I got lucky.
Oh, it was dropped to his laptop. Oh, it sounds like a cup though.
Coffee is so made
Oh,
of
coffee.
oil and butter that it's like white. Your coffee is like it's like lava.
It's thick. It's thick like my stout load. But my point being that these batteries that they're making these fucking car batteries out of, it's like Afghanistan. It's on $1 trillion in minerals. You're telling me that they're not there partially for that, or that someone is out looking at that and saying like, hey, we can figure out how to suck those fucking minerals out of the ground. Like, the idea that we're not is crazy. The idea that that's not a part of the equation is utter, complete nonsense.
And here we go.
And I think that the amount of minerals that are in these fucking car batteries is something to look at, because I was reading this whole piece about conflict minerals and how non-green electric cars actually are.
Is he stuck?
You stop and look at it, like, yeah, as far
Oh,
as,
no,
like,
he's
our
not.
environment, they definitely out of the environment less. But if we look at the actual reductions of creating these things, how the hell do we get the source?
Game had dang blood echoes, you prick.
It's not clean and free. So people run around saying, I drive my electric car, and, I eat organic, and so I'm free of any
No, you're free bullshit. You're free of your own bullshit.
You're using things where we should all consume less, most certainly. But like, even people who only eat vegetables and grains, goddamn, large-scale grain operations destroy massive amounts of wildlife habitat, displace animals, kill those grain combines are completely indiscriminate. They chew up rodents and fucking
Anything I desire.
birds, and forget about insects.
Don't even get me started on the bees.
Bugs, just bugs alone. I mean, do we have a hierarchy of what we will?
Skill is basically the strength. So, which one?
Like animals exhibit
Yeah, I guess skill.
emotions and react to our
Well,
environment,
endurance sounds
so
nice
we
too.
shouldn't kill them. But bees, you got an insect, a mosquito. Well, that's a different thing because that's life, but it's not.
There's no animals without bees. It's like bees are the source of everything.
Yeah, but like mosquitoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mosquitoes just carry diseases, and they check mosquitoes make sure that the population stays low.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Insects are probably one of the best sources of protein that we could ever get.
Yeah. Why is that stalled? I felt like there was an insect protein movement happening, and it just sort of went away.
Well, I think it's a perception issue, because I think a lot of people have the idea that being grasshoppers. When I was in Mexico recently, they serve crickets. Like the hotel we were at, they have these they look like they're stir-fried crickets, and they left them in our hotel room. It was like a snack, it was covered in saran wrap. Nobody ate it but me. Of course, I'm a fucking Fear Factor guy.
It was a prank, literally. Yeah, you've seen all that
But
shit.
they all ate them like regularly there. They were eating these like.
Well, because it's like we'll eat snails, we'll eat frog legs. Like there's a very weird line.
And our line is different than like the Moon Dog Festival line.
We can't.
Yeah,
we can't,
exactly,
we can't
right.
talk about that.
It's fascinating.
But when I was in Vietnam, this is stuff that it was like jellyfish and squid. It was a lot of, I guess, what's available in the region is probably.
100%.
But yeah, there was so much more.
Oh, maybe I should have upgraded the
jellyfish really good. So then there's
torch.
sucking jellyfish.
Oh well.
Bugs to me are really a fascinating thing, because one of the things that we found out when we were doing Fear Factor is that allergies, like if you have an allergy to certain shellfish, you also have an allergy to roaches.
Huh.
Yeah. So we found out the hard way. But
Wait.
bugs are an excellent.
You're still alive, old man?
Have the same
Back to the underworld where you came from.
But we have a visceral negative and react like repulsion to them.
Right, but if it's
Like if
without
I'm
them.
eating something.
But it's not some sort of a protein bar, like cricket proteins. Really, you remember cricket bar?
No.
Protein bars, they're good. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
I kind of want to kill you, but I don't know.
Soy, dairy, grain, gluten-free, paleo, and environmentally friendly.
YOLO!
The shit out of crickets.
They taste like
Alright, I'm not gonna kill you yet.
It's not like
This is just an experiment to see if your life stays the same when I come back.
You're eating lobster.
I wonder.
Alright?
You're eating shit.
Don't you be going anywhere now.
There's a lot of people that are like really strict vegetarians, and they're
That being said, I
want to
think
eat more
I
stuff,
am
but
done it
I totally understand all this. But I wonder how
for
they feel
today.
about this. I wonder how they feel about
Retired.
It's just like a perception issue.
I guess I can fight the blood-starved beast before I go.
you know, I mean,
Yeah, I'll see why not. See what's the difference in my strength now.
Like gross and dirty.
yes.
But like, cows are gross and dirty.
They're still alive. Like, would you be willing to eat a bug?
I will end today's
Like
podcast.
a deer? Would you be willing to eat a bug?
Podcast, not podcast. Today's stream,
No, dead bug.
Dead bug.
Like someone, like maybe someone.
or YouTube video, depending where you're watching, I suppose. By fighting the blood-starved beast and see if there's a
I
difference.
feel like I'm eating just little skeleton. I feel like it's eating I feel like I'm eating a skeleton and not.
And I'm surprised I didn't jump into a conversation with these two lovely people on my computer screen.
Yeah, no, it will. But I mean, yeah, but there's something just kind of.
I'm kind of hoping the audio comes out okay.
We're sorry to bring this back to the way we're designed. I think that we're designed to squirm at bugs. Because everyone squirms at bugs because I think they carry diseases. So I think
they could poison it more than diseases.
so we're evolved to go like, ooh, it's
Yeah.
bugs, which has probably saved a lot of our lives.
Yeah.
You know, that we're not running around eating them since they're.
Other than malaria,
Well, a lot of people are allergic to bees, wasps.
Didn't
stuff
see
like
much of a
that.
difference fighting that guy.
There's spiders, black widow spiders.
Sure, those are poisons.
Yeah, sorry.
Malaria's killed a fuckload of people.
Yeah.
My buddy's got malaria right now with the
What about
second
like
time.
Zika? The one before that. What was the one?
What did I say? Did you say Zika or Zika? Whatever it is.
I watch, so I don't Fox News, so
I
I
have
don't
a
listen to
friend
them.
who wouldn't go to Mexico because of it.
But then
Scared.
there's, what's the other one that was before that? Not anthrax. There was just, what was that?
Listen, so much. So many fucking diseases that come from bugs.
They killed that wolf pretty easily.
Look at this one, Chagas disease, and look at the vector, various assassin bugs.
Fever,
What?
lung, heart, or mucus.
So many different types of bugs.
What the fuck's an assassin bug?
Can I eat one?
But look at this, mild chronic heart or brain inflammation. What the fuck?
What?
That starts
Assassin
out
bug,
mild.
relative of the ninja bug.
Whoa.
Plague, flea.
A subfamily of triatom.
Ticks. Oh, ticks are
Tri-
fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're assholes.
Ticks do
Ticks are
not
jerks.
shit.
Yeah,
They're the
they're
biggest,
pricks.
biggest argument.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Albert, I believe. Alfred. Yeah, that's close.
Like some people are talking about like bringing in coyotes.
Charge it forward.
There was it like Save Yellowstone, the reintroduction.
All right, let's do this.
That's a very controversial. See that guy that said that?
Yeah.
That guy made those amazing videos, the Wolves Chief.
Yeah.
That guy, George
I was close. Next time, what do I increase the strength again? No, that didn't work. The stamina, I guess, because darn, I was close that time, wasn't I? I was very close that time. Well, we couldn't finish figuring this out. But thank you all for watching me grind this grind fest of grindingness. And I gotta go to school tomorrow, followed by the next few days till Thursday, which I will be swamped and tired. And yeah, hope you guys appreciate me watching, playing. I don't mind either way. I really just enjoy what I'm doing here. It gives me an excuse to grind, because grinding's kind of boring. So, thank you all for watching, and I am out.
Compassion for them. If it's between my dog and a coyote, I'll, kill a coyote with my